What's good, y'all? Daima episode 17 titled Gomah, and I use episode lightly because this is more like a movie. So please drop a like and sub if you enjoy, and let's get into it. Almost everyone's all here and they're just standing in silence. Makes you wonder who's gonna break the ice. Goku gets the honors, and the way Ku interrupts Aranzu mid-introduction, it's like, man, his brain was lagging. Hearing from Do, he's who I want to see more of the most. Built up as Aranzu's secret weapon, and we've only seen him flex once so far. Glorio is understandably confused he wasn't filled in, because clearly the Majins are news to him. Glorio could have just been a tool for her until she got some stronger fighters, or maybe this Queen Bee just wants more ants. Bulma comments on the Boo resemblance, and it's true, but these two are much more energetic, at least without the constant need for naps. Goku is unusually serious this time around when it comes to getting the ball. Not as upbeat as he's been for most of Daima, certainly not as upbeat as Ku admitting he flopped against number 1. Or perhaps he's just that proud of Do's strength. Unlike Degasu, Shin sort of gets an actual conversation with his sister. I like the detail of Aranzu referring to him by his government name, Nahare. With such a knowing tone, she's literally looking down on him. Shin's suave the way he interacts with his sis, just playing along with her feigning ignorance. If Aranzu was a selfless big sister, she'd fork the ball over. Clearly that is not the case, and her vocal work is just so good. She just sounds so maternal the way she shuts Shin down. Shin confronts her about wanting to be king like Degasu, except Aranzu claims Degasu has no artistic vision. Aranzu wants the demon world to get stronger, which makes sense considering the majority of the characters we've seen are prisoners and peasants. She shares the audience complaint of the demon world being too soft. She's just repulsed by the idea of a peaceful demon world. Though I haven't read the manga, this does feel like some sort of setup, possibly a way to tie into Universe 11 in the Moro arc. Vegeta straight up asks her to reveal her plan and thus the plot, but she shuts it down, and man, the demon realm is just full of people knocking Vegeta down a peg. He's tolerated more casual disrespect here than any other series. Aranzu suggests a one-on-one for the balls, with the ultimatum being she'll destroy one if they refuse. A hefty threat since the Dragon Balls are supposed to be near indestructible. Aranzu's either bluffing or she is way more than meets the eye. Goku agrees and Vegeta contests. It is so funny to watch them bicker like brothers. It just perfectly matches the energy of Ku and the lackadaisical Do, till Bulma comes and breaks it up. Makes me wish Chibi Chi-Chi was here. If she had Dragon Ball Kid Chi-Chi's personality, she'd almost definitely advocate for Goku. Adult Chi-Chi personality might be too flustered by Goku's behavior and support Vegeta. Ku steps up to the plate, and a big character trait is overconfidence. Might be a bad one to have in case of a fusion with Do. The latter does get a face-off against Goku, and you can tell he lacks training. Flailing his arms about in comparison to Goku's martial arts. Feels almost nostalgic watching him battle this Boo clone. Fighting off a big, goofy gumball once again. Aranzu declaring a one-takes-all got me pessimistic the Majin Bros would fuse. Since based on experience and plot progression, Goku shouldn't lose. How then does Ku get back into the spotlight? Do's got good punches, but also can't beat Goku by playing around. Great move keeping Goku in place then via staff, except Goku didn't even have to drop the thing. Just cleverly uses Do's own anatomy against him. Goku strikes him in the lard, but Do takes a page from Boo's book, using that antenna well. We finally get this anticipated match, and I hate to say it, but the animation does lack, at least for this portion. So to compensate, my mind's running through questions. Can Do transform like Boo does? He's got that elasticity and steams. Maybe he doesn't know he can absorb people. I mean, he did have to figure out he can use Ki Blasts. Now he's gotten all too familiar with them. Do goes in for what's posed as a final blow, but right on cue, Gomah shows up. Look what he can do when he's just trying to get their attention. Mission accomplished as far as that goes. We get some reaction shots, and it's a kick to see Bulma, Vegeta, and Piccolo grouped up unimpressed. They're like Icaruses of a feather. This episode does feel more serious in tone than usual, partially due to the stirring soundtracks used. The whole OST slaps this episode, especially during Gomah's third eye reveal. Neva catches the others up on the Tertian Oculus, and Heba says, "Oh," cracked me up. One thing I'll always hail Daima for is the humor. Despite the power boost, Gomah's still cognizant of himself. Just as fluent and smug as before, maybe even a bit more now that he can back it up. Bulma calls Hepus out for losing the belt, but bro plays it off. His excuse is end of discussion, but oh, the response of group revelation would have been amazing. Could have especially seen Pansy laying into him for enabling this. For the first time, we get to see Gomah in action, and he makes a custom ring for it. Reminds me of the stage building for the Cell games. Gomah's is much more of a grand display, conjuring what looks like an eruption erupting meteor. He's used the elements and the surrounding rocks to create a bigger rock. At least that's what it looks like from the exterior, though the guardrails around it do make me feel claustrophobic. Gives the vibes of being trapped in the arena, even though there are plenty of exits. If we're going based on turns, then Vegeta's up. Way up thanks to Gomah. Goku didn't think twice about Vegeta taking on the entire Gendermarie Force, but here he's not so cavalier. Makes one appreciate how Vegeta doesn't stall the transformation. He doesn't just let himself get pummeled for 20 minutes in base form. He only gets pummeled for about 20 seconds in SSJ. It is insane what a power boost can do to a character. Gomah's been a jester the whole series, and now become an overnight threat. Bulma continues to be observant and notes it's unusual for Goku to suggest everyone teams up. Goku is an advocate for fair fights, which normally doesn't include ganging up on someone. It's also not like him to share the XP points. Only on rare and extraordinary occasions, like him pleading with Vegeta to put on the Potara earring. Speaking of, even everyone together is doing a whole lot of nothing against Gomah. The anticipation for the Goku-Vegeta fusion just grows and grows. Daima seems aware of that as the bag with the bugs falls out. I imagine they're going for subversion, maybe have Do and Ku find the bag and fuse by mistake. Like, Do wants some chocolate, but there's none around, so the bugs just have to do. Plus, in theory, Vegeta and Goku would still have the fusion dance. That may be how they defeat Gomah, then get the two fused parties against each other in the final fight. We are beholding the power of the third eye, but it still feels like a tease. It's hyped as power that could disrupt the whole demon world, so I need to see more than some punches. Surprisingly, Bulma prompts Aranzu to join the fight, but I hadn't pegged Aranzu as a fighter. I mean, the whole reason she requests Ku and Do in the first place was to fight on her behalf. Bulma was evocative enough for Aranzu, who shows us a new sincerity to her. Gomah's so strong he got people acting out of character. Everyone joins the brawl except for Neva, who has a plan of his own. What's understood doesn't need to be said, I suppose. Neva didn't get involved in the military fight, so you would expect him to stay out of this one too. A group effort against Gomah showing off stunning telekinetic powers. It's a stimulating fight down to the sound designs. Du's stretchiness, the boom from the eye bonks as the rocks hit them. Even before the music cues, this battle feels grand. Keep in mind, Gomah's got them at bay before he even knows his true strength. Goku, Vegeta, Ku, and Do all had to figure out their new bodies. Gomah's out here with Pangea level attacks within a few minutes. It's apparent he can keep going up, although the Z Fighters still have some transformations to spare too. This fight is just so dynamic. Let's go, yes, die panic, the way the camera shifts around the terrain. Everyone charging their attacks from across the field as if in one breath. Such a high level of synergy from a group working together as a unit for the first time. It's arguably one of the most climactic matches in Dragon Ball. Bad sign, it is also a blow Gomah laughs off. Finally, Daima delivers the stakes and danger I've longed for. Delayed gratification. You can feel the desperation as Vegeta, who was repulsed by the bugs, requests one before he goes out. Gomah goes for the kill against Goku, and it's a moment that stands out even more from the sheer vibrancy. Do and the Tamagami go to save him, and I'm especially not sure why Do would do that. Gotta be awareness they need Goku to succeed, or just sheer adrenaline. Goku's aware of the gravity as well. He treats us to a hype and timely Super Saiyan 3 transformation. It's beautiful, and most important, totally washes the super taste out. This was one of Daima's best episodes so far. It feels like in Gomah we've finally gotten a proper villain, one who forces our group to take him seriously from the jump. With the third eye being as powerful as it is, makes one wonder why Abra would ever take it off. Maybe it has some sort of drawback if used for prolonged that we haven't seen yet. For now, Gomah's just putting on the pressure. It was sweet too how this team up with the enemies happened so naturally. No words spoken, just a unilateral motivation to beat the common enemy. In a situation so desperate, we even see a new side to Aranzu. She claims to want to create chaos, but also has a soft side. If anything does get her to have a change of heart, it could be Do and Ku in trouble. After all, it seems to me she has gotten somewhat attached to them for even keeping Ku around. It would also parallel Glorio, who's gotten a soft spot for his team too. He might even betray Aranzu and keep the balls with the Z Fighters due to their conflicts of interest. So, for the movie quality we got and the questions being raised, I'd give this a 9 out of 10.